So, you're thinking about becoming a real estate agent, whether that's because you're looking for a career change or to start a new side hustle, or perhaps you see the even bigger picture, the opportunity to build a real estate business for yourself. Well, if any of these match what you're looking to do, then you've arrived at the right video. In this video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step breakdown of what's required to become a licensed real estate agent so that you can decide if that's the right move for you or not. First, welcome to the channel. If you've not been here before, my name is elevAgents, and I am a licensed real estate agent with eXp Realty, as well as a licensed loan officer with Nexa Mortgage. And so for the real estate side of things, I am licensed in the state of Wisconsin. Now, in this video, I'm going to share a little bit about my own personal experiences. However, I will try to make it as generic as possible to help you get started in whatever state that you are. So without further ado, let's dive right in. The first thing that we're going to want to do is visit your favorite search engine and simply search your state's name followed by real estate agent sales license and hit search. And so some of the first couple searches will pop up as probably course provider websites like the CE Shop or Kaplan. And so these are actually legitimate websites where you can end up visiting and paying for courses on what's required in your state, right? But you should probably also be looking for the official state Realtor Association website so that you can go straight to the source, because this is the organization that manages all agents in your state. So this is where you will get the most accurate information. And then the next website that you might want to look for is your state's Department of Safety and Public Services. So they will manage all licenses for service professionals in that state. And sometimes these websites also have steps that are required for you as a person who needs to register your license eventually, as well as the steps involved and the costs to get registered. So check out those websites first. Okay, so upon visiting those websites, you will see the common minimum requirements needed in order to become a licensed real estate agent. And those are commonly that you have to be at least 18 years or older, hold either a high school diploma or a GED, and you also have to be a US citizen or a legal resident of the United States. So if you meet these requirements, then you can move on to the next step, which is to sign up for the pre-licensing classes required in your state. Now, the minimum number of hours required to take for that pre-licensing course will depend on the state that you want to get licensed in. So for example, in the state of Wisconsin, the minimum required number of hours is 72. And so where can you take this pre-licensing course? Well, there are a number of options available to you. So if you want the traditional in-classroom live type of setting, then you will have to look to see if a local community college might offer that for you, or perhaps a local brokerage might host those classroom trainings for you. Now, if you don't want to go in person and you just want to power through or move at your own pace, then the better option would be for you to sign up for an online course, right? And so some of these online courses are pre-recorded. And so all you have to do is simply watch the videos, take the quizzes, and complete the hours required. And of course, pass those quizzes and the practice exam at the end. So once you do all that, you will get a certificate of completion that you've completed the number of hours required for the pre-licensing course. And with that in hand now, you can sign up for your state exam. The number of questions and the format of the real estate exam will depend on the state that you're looking to get licensed in. So in the state of Wisconsin, it is a total of 140 questions, which you need to pass with a 75% or better. Now, 100 of these questions are going to be related to national real estate, and then 40 questions will be specific to Wisconsin real estate. My best tip for you to pass the real estate exam the first time is to try and take as many practice exams as possible. So this may mean signing up for some additional exam prep packages where they have a number of different exams for you to take. And so if you are able to consistently pass at least probably 3, maybe 5 of these exams in a row at 90% or better, then you're ready for that exam. Now, if you do fail the exam in the state of Wisconsin, you have have to wait 24 hours before you can reschedule that exam. And so while there is no maximum number of fails or retakes, you do have to pay each time you have to take that exam. And so in the state of Wisconsin, that's $65 each time. Okay, congratulations. You've passed the real estate licensing exam, and now you've got your real estate agent license. But hold on. Not so fast. You can't go out and practice real estate right away. The next step that you're going to have to do is do your research on which real estate brokerage that you'd like to partner up with to hang your license and work under to learn the ropes as a real estate agent, right? So they're going to give you the training, the support, and the resource so that you can actually learn how to become a real estate agent. So do your due diligence, take your time, interview as many brokerages as you need to until you find what you think is the right one to help you grow your real estate agent business and take it to the level that you want it to become. A pro tip for you when choosing the right brokerage: do not be so concerned about the commission split or the fees that they're going to charge you, because if you are just chasing the highest potential money in your pocket, let's say you join a 100% commission split brokerage, but turns out the support isn't quite there, right? So now you can't even close any business. So what's 100% commission of zero business? So as you can see, instead, you should focus on finding the right people to join, the people who actually are successful in the business. They know what they're doing. They have a successful track record, right? And they're building their business the way that you want to. You want to ask the right question. You want to find the right mentor, right? So that you can fast track your way to success and compress your timeline that it takes you to get there. So that is the key that you should be focusing on. Okay, so now that you've chosen the brokerage that you want to join, now you'll do the paperwork along with the brokerage. They're going to help you to get you registered with the state as one of their agents. And so, of course, there is going to be a fee to get you registered with the state. In the state of Wisconsin, this fee is roughly $60. All right, so now that you're registered with the state and you're onboarded with a brokerage, the next thing that you need to get registered for is to be associated with a local MLS. So if you're not familiar, this is brand new to you. Well, in a state, there are multiple MLS associations that cover certain regions of a state. And so depending on where you want to operate your real estate agent business, or the majority of that business in that state, then you will need to register to join that local MLS so that you can have access to the listings as well as special access to the electronic lock boxes that they use in that MLS. And if you don't become a member of the MLS, then you will not have access to any of that. And so the other caveat is that usually you also now have to join the State Association of Realtors as well as the National Association of Realtors. So this is the common scenario that happens for most agents. There are some regions where, you can join the local MLS, but you don't have to be part of the National Association of Realtors. So it all really depends on where you're at in the country and what your rules are. So things are changing all the time though. I say that because of the recent NAR commission lawsuits. There are a lot of MLSs out there that are changing the rules and they're changing how they do business. So where they no longer require the agents in the MLS to be part of NAR. So those are all the steps that are required for you to become a licensed real estate agent. And as you can see, there are quite a number of steps involved and it can take some time to complete each step. So it's not exactly super fast, so you have to plan accordingly. Now, some of my agents who have joined me in eXp Realty, the fastest I've seen somebody go from taking the course to getting licensed is probably 1 month. So, this particular person finished the course, passed the test within 2 weeks, and then really most of the wait time was just waiting for the state to get his license activated. All right, so let's summarize how much it can potentially cost to become a licensed real estate agent. So the first thing is your pre-licensing course. That can cost you anywhere from $200 all the way up to about $750. All depends on your state that you're in, as well as if you're going to pay extra for an exam prep package to help you pass that exam the first time. The next thing that you're gonna have to do is take the exam. So in the state of Wisconsin, the exam costs $65, but let's say, for wherever your state, it may cost $100. Let's put that in at $100. The next thing that you're gonna have to pay pay for is to get registered with the state. And so let's put that in again at just roughly $100. It's actually $60 in Wisconsin, but let's add some fudge factor in there. And then the next thing that you're gonna have to do now is to pay to join all the associations. So your local MLS, your state association of realtors, and then the national association of realtors. And so that initial startup cost can be anywhere from $1,250 to $1,500, and that includes all three of those things. So let's put in $1,500 to see what that would be. And then on top of all this, your brokerage fees, right? So don't forget that. So some brokerages will have a joining fee or a startup fee, right? So all depends on what that cost is. At eXp Realty, it's $150 for your startup fee. And then every month after that, you're going to pay a brokerage fee of $85 per month after that. Now, there are some brokerages that will charge you a one-time upfront fee, and that could be anywhere from $1,250 for the whole year, something like that, right? So if you want to add in that number, my editors will now summarize potentially what it might cost for you right up here for you to look at. So something for you to think about if that investment cost is worth it or not. As you can see, it's not exactly cheap to get started as a real estate agent. There is quite a lot of cost involved, not only in terms of dollars, but time that you're going to spend to take the course, to study for the exam, things like that, right? However, if you persevere and you get through it and you're able to close at least one deal, that one deal should more than cover your initial startup costs, right? Now, not to burst your bubble or anything, while getting your real estate agent license is a big accomplishment, it is the easiest part of this business. What do I mean by that? Well, the amount of information that we actually use from the pre-licensing course, right? That pre-licensing course is like this, right? The amount of stuff that we actually use from that course in our daily business is like this, right? And that's the running joke for all real estate agents, the amount of stuff that we had to learn versus the amount of things that we actually use. The other thing is, if you look at how tough this business is for real estate agents, the failure rate, right? The success rate, it is a tough business. The stat is that, something like 80% of real estate agents fail to get out of the business within 2 years, right? They don't even last that long. So, even last year, it was like 50% of all real estate agents in the business didn't sell a single home. And then 75% of the agents in the business sold 5 or less homes. That's, you can't even make minimum wage probably on 5 or less homes. So unless you're selling $1 million homes, yeah, of course. But yeah, it's average price homes. You're not gonna do it. It's not gonna make sense, right? So in this business, if you want to survive, you need to treat it like a business. The faster that you do that, the better chances you will have. And of course, you have to surround yourself with the right people who will teach you how to operate your business correctly, right? How to lead gen consistently, how to close business consistently, right? How to brand yourself. And so if you can find those type of people, the faster you can find them, it's gonna help you to grow your business and run your business the way that you want. So that's how the business really is. And so this is what you have to think about before you decide to jump in. All right. So if I haven't scared you off yet on your dream of becoming a real estate agent, you're still here, you're still watching this video, probably because you truly believe that this is what you want to do. And you truly believe in your ability to succeed in this business. And you're serious about becoming a real estate agent, to build a business that goes beyond just being your normal agent. You're a high producer. You want to take this as big as it can get, then we definitely need to connect, because here at the elevAgents Network, we provide that community, that support to help agents to elevate their business way above and beyond what most agents do in this business. So if you want to see what we offer here, the resources to support, see if it's a good fit for you and a good opportunity, then definitely, hey, let's reach out and connect and have a meeting and see where it goes from there. So thank you so much for watching. If you really like this video and the value that I provided here, I'd really appreciate that if you can hit that like button so that this video gets out to anybody else that needs to see it just like you. And so thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that bell notification so that you will be notified of future videos just like this one. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Peace.